Lieutenant, can I please have your first and last name with title spelling?
Chris Berry, Lieutenant with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department, CHRISBERRY.
So can you tell me about this? Obviously, this has been a lengthy investigation.
Yes.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me where the tip or where the first bit of information came from?
Back in March, we had received a phone call from a family member, and they wished us to at least reopen the investigation and take a look. And so we did, and that kind of started the ball rolling for us.
And how long has this investigation been going?
Since 1988, but it has been a closed case file for quite some time until March of this year when we reopened the investigation.
Okay. And can you tell me any specific detail? Can you tell me more about, as much as you can about the investigation and leading to the suspect?
Yeah. Larry Timmons was the primary suspect even back in 1988, and there's been some new information, a couple of pieces of information that came forward since we had reopened in March, and I can't really get into that too much.
Okay.
But we were excited to get those pieces of information.
And have you been in contact with investigators from the East Coast as well?
We are working with other agencies, but we can't really talk about that.
And can you tell us about the amount of time and effort that went into the investigation?
Even back in 1988, there was as many as 13 or 14, maybe even more investigators involved in this investigation back then. And then once we reopened it again, myself and a couple of the other detectives in the division have spent pretty much our entire shifts working on this investigation since March.
And did you get the confession?
No, we're not gonna. We don't have a confession, but it's just like a puzzle. We take all the puzzle pieces and put them together, and sometimes we know what the picture looks like even without a confession.
And over these years, it has to be so frustrating having a good idea who the possible suspect is, right?
It was, I'm sure, for the other investigators back in the day. It was, I'm sure.
Okay. And then when you come this far and you get an indictment, what is that like as investigators?
Well, we're excited. It's just it's another piece of the puzzle is what it is, and it's just the beginning point of now the judicial work for the courts.
Okay. And is there any more possible charges to come?
Not at this time, not from Lawrence County. There was an indictment for possession of a firearm of a felon. There was also for the forgery counts that he was already in jail on.
Is there a chance he may be connected to any other local cases as well?
All that's still under investigation.
Okay. And then I guess the specifics are outlined in the indictment. And after the family, I don't know if you called the family.
Yes, I did. I as soon as the indictment was handed down by the grand jury for the murder of Cynthia Smith, and I called the family and talked to the boys and let them know that we had received an indictment for him for the murder of their mother.
They were, bittersweet.
They were saddened and excited at the same time.
Did they know this guy?
No, they were only 4 years old and 8 years old. They had no idea. They were just left without a mother.
All right. Anything else you can add?
I actually brought you a photo of her because there's been lots of people asking for photos, and I actually got a photo for you.
And what happens from here? He's in jail. Is he here?
He's in our jail, yes, and we'll be moving forward with through the courts at this point.